LCARA Ham Radio presents a Time Machine Tuesday vintage video release. Welcome to Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association. You can find us at LCARA.net, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. If you're enjoying the videos we're producing here at LCARA, please help our club out by hitting that subscribe button. Also, give us some feedback on our videos. Click the like button, share with anybody who may find it interesting, and be sure to hit the bell icon to make sure you get notified of the next video release.
I'm KY4 BDP Brian for the Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association. And today, we're going to be testing out antennas, but as you probably saw in the title, we're going to be testing out the Abbree 18-inch antenna. But to do so really well, we need to kind of compare it against the stock rubber ducky, possibly a ngoya antenna, as well as the Abbree antenna. Now initially when we were going to do this test, we were going to use Baofangs, and so the Abbrees that we have are actually for the Baofangs and not for the Yaesus that we're going to be using today. In a previous attempt at this test, the Baofangs just were not receiving well at all. So we're switching to the Yaesus as a way to make sure the radio is not a bad piece. And you'll be seeing some adapters occasionally as we test the other antennas. So let's get started in the next segment. I'll be on my FT2DR. KY4CKP will also be on an FT2DR. And let's see how well the rubber duckies do at about a half a mile.
All right, we're going to be testing at about a half a mile using the rubber ducky on these Yaesu FT2DRs.
KY4 BDP portable on the FT2DR with a stock rubber ducky for KY4 CKP portable.
KY4 CKP portable on the stock rubber ducky on the 2DR. Yeah, we're about a half a mile or so, and but you're still coming in loud and clear here at Worldwide Headquarters.
Roger, roger. So no need in testing out the Abbree or any of that at this point. We're still able to hear each other just fine on the rubber ducky. So I will be moving now to the next location. Roger.
Roger, roger.
This is KY4 BDP portable on the FT2DR with the stock rubber ducky for KY4 CKP portable.
KY4 CKP portable on the stock rubber ducky on the 2DR. Yeah, we're about a half a mile or so, and but you're still coming in loud and clear here at Worldwide Headquarters.
Roger, roger. So no need in testing out the Abbree or any of that at this point. We're still able to hear each other just fine on the rubber ducky. So I will be moving now to the next location. Roger.
Roger, roger.
Alrighty, so first test is done, half a mile. We didn't expect these not to work, but it's always good to kind of get a good baseline. Nice and clear, no static. So let's go to the next location and we'll try out the same rubber duckies, and we're going to keep going down the road. Here out in the country, we should be able to get 5, 6, 7, possibly even 10 miles down the road. We'll see you in the next segment.
All right, so KY4 BDP Brian, he's going to go ahead and move out a little further. And of course, like we did in a similar test previous with the big Abbree, we're going to keep stretching out the distances, try to find that point where the rubber duckies can't cut it anymore. We'll be testing the ngoya 720s and then the newer Abbree. It's about an 18-inch, but it's again, technically it's a tri-band, 2 meters, 1.25 meters, and 70 centimeters. We're testing on 2 meters. We want to test it and see if it has any advantages over, say, the ngoya. Of course, whether or not they have advantages over the rubber ducky. So we'll wait for his next call, and when he's ready at the new location, we'll bring you folks right back. All right, folks, we're back. KY4 BDP Brian is now about 4.3 miles away. There's some soft rolling hills between us, and even with the rubber duckies were dead, they weren't picking up anything. We switched over to these ngoya antennas, obviously quite a bit longer, but we're still struggling. So we'll see if we get much of a contact here. If not, we'll switch over to the Abbree antennas and we'll see if they do any better. So let's see if we can pick him up. KY4 CKP portable for KY4 BDP portable on the ngoya antenna.
KY4 BDP portable for KY4 CKP portable. Go ahead.
Okay, so that last transmission you were fairly decent. I don't know if you had tried any before that, but yeah, the last one actually wasn't too bad. There's some static and whatever on it, but it was definitely a complete copy.
Roger, roger. Do you want to switch over to the Abbree antenna now?
Yeah, we've got a pretty good feel for what the static and stuff is like with these, and the rubbers were dead. So we'll switch over to the Abbrees and we'll bring the folks right back. All right, we'll switch over to the Abbree antennas, folks, at this 4.3 mile distance, and we'll bring you all right back.
KY4 BDP portable for KY4 CKP portable. Now testing the Abbree antenna. Go ahead.
4.3 mile marker.
Yeah, you sound better than the ngoya that we had on a little while ago. It's quite a bit clearer. I'm at about 4.3 miles. Over.
Yeah, generally speaking, I think you're a little bit more clear as well. And just a little bit, but I think definitely better than the ngoya. So we can probably stretch it out a little further and maybe give it at least one more test.
Roger, roger. All right, I'm going to tear down and let's see if we can stretch it out to 5 miles.
Roger, roger. KY4 CKP portable, standing by for the next test.
KY4 BDP portable, heading down the road, clear for now. All right, so we've set up road miles about 6.1 miles away, probably air miles you're looking at over 5.5, somewhere in that ballpark. Let's see if we can reach him with the Abbree antenna. We may switch back to the ngoya just to see. I was near some power lines next to this little grocery store. Let's try. KY4 BDP portable for KY4 CKP portable.
KY4 CKP portable.
Good.
Reaching it pretty decent still.
Yeah, this is with the Abbree antenna. Roger.
Roger, roger. Still using the Abbree antenna, and you're at what, 6.1 miles?
Yeah, road miles about 6.1, and I've got a car coming, so I've got to go move my truck. I'll be back. Well, we got the ngoya antenna on. Let's see if it can make a contact. The Abbrees are definitely working at somewhere between 5 and 6 miles. KY4 BDP with the ngoya antenna. KY4 BDP portable for KY4 CKP portable. I don't think we're going to get it on the ngoya. KY4 BDP portable for KY4 CKP portable. One more time. KY4 BDP portable for KY4 CKP portable. So as far as I can tell, the ngoya is not going to work from here. So let's take this back off. Let's put on the Abbree again. And again, don't make fun of me for my adapters. KY4 BDP portable for KY4 CKP portable.
I hadn't heard anything until just then, but you were coming through right then. Not as good as the Abbree, but still coming in really decent actually.
Well, I've switched back over to the Abbree. You weren't reaching me at all with the ngoya, so ngoya to ngoya was a no-go.
Okay, so this right here is the ngoya to an Abbree, and that's better on both sides. So yeah, the ngoyas have pretty much gone out at that 6.1 distance.
Roger, roger. I say we go to the Abbree now for the entirety of the test. Let me go down another half a mile.
Roger, roger. We'll switch back to the Abbree and we'll catch you at the next stop.
So there you have it. Ngoya to ngoya, no-go. But the Abbree to ngoya, this had just enough transmission and receive that he was able to receive me and I was able to receive him. So now we're going to go straight to ngoya. This is at around 5 to 6 miles as a crow flies. Let's go on down this country road and see if we can get a little further distance in the next segment.
Yeah, I think so. I heard the squelch break for maybe half a second, and I think it was you on the Abbree, and that's all I ever heard. And I don't think you were hearing me at all at that new location. I'm recording this right here just so we can have the segment where we went to where we had failure. So the previous segment is the last successful test, and from my side at least, this could be the test where we found the failure. Roger, roger. So 8 miles was too far. 6.2 or so, they were still working, and a little bit shorter than that, 5 point something for the other antennas, and the rubber ducky stopped somewhere between less than a mile to 4 miles. All right, I'll go ahead and wrap up my segment here, and then we can again just include these at the end to where we tested the failure. All right, so he went out about 8 miles, and I can only start picking him up again when he went back on his mobile radio, and he's still breaking up a little bit. You're breaking up right now, so I'm not sure if you're moving or what. I'm just catching bits and pieces of that. So I think a pretty good test shows that upgraded antennas can make a significant difference. And we showed this in our earlier testing on the Baofangs as well with the big, what was it, 42-inch Abbree. It can be worth an investment in upgraded antennas. The ngoyas are good antennas. These Abbrees are surprisingly decent antennas. I don't know how good all their quality control is, but the 2 or 3 units we've had so far have worked pretty decent. So again, pretty interesting test. These are on the Yaesu FT2DR and handhelds. Pretty nice handheld antennas on 146520 national call simplex. So we'll wrap this one up, folks.
All right, folks, we're going to wrap this one up. This is Chris, KY4CKP. Just a final recap here. The rubber ducky stock antennas on these radios, and again, these happen to be the Yaesu FT2DRs. They conked out somewhere around 0.6 miles. The next stop we did was about 4.1 miles, 4.2, and they were already dead. They couldn't reach that far. So they'll get you potentially a mile or two, depending on your terrain. The ngoyas, as you saw in the video and in the previous video we did on the 42-inch Abbree, the ngoyas are a definite improvement for the money. And as a somewhat newer brand, that's still somewhat unproven in the eyes of the public, I would say, the Abbree have been surprisingly effective. Now, they're bigger. That's one of the things with these 18.2-inch Abbrees and with the 42-inch Abbree. They are pretty effective. And so far, the small sample that we've had have worked just fine. You can fold them up. They come with the little Velcro keepers, so you can pack them away a little bit better. So there's sort of a trade-off. When they're extended, they're a little bit longer, but you can kind of fold them over to help store them. So they can be shorter than, say, a ngoya, but when they're fully extended, they're going to be longer than a ngoya. But they do tend to reach out further. So, and they're pretty inexpensive. They're a little bit cheaper than the ngoyas typically are, 12 to 15 bucks, and ngoyas I think are probably a little closer to $20. Either way, though, definitely a step up over the rubber ducky that comes with almost any radio, whether it's a Baofeng radio, whether it's Kenwood, ICOM, or Yaesu. So that's pretty much it for this one, folks. This is Chris, KY4CKP, for Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association, 73.